Hello everyone, this is the part 4 of chapter ecosystem, and in this particular video we are going to learn about the different kind of food chains present in an ecosystem and the food web. So different organisms of an ecosystem, they are linked with each other by means of on the basis of manufacturing the food or on the kind of feeding habits. So individual in an ecological community, they interact by feeding on one another. If we see in our surrounding, there are living organism, plants and animals, and plants are the producers from which the animals are getting the food. And there are different level of animals: carnivores, primary carnivores, secondary carnivores and the tertiary carnivores. So all these organisms in an ecosystem, they are linked by means of eating habits or the feeding habits, and they are present in a chain. So in this process of passing the food from one organism of one order to the second organism, and to the second organism to the third organism, there is transfer of energy, there is transfer of chemical nutrients, and some compounds are also transferred from one organism to the other organism. So the pathway by which biomass and energy from one living organism enters another, and the number of stages in the pathway is normally depicted as a food chain. So actually food chain is an order. If we consider A, B, C, D and E, these are the five different organisms present in an ecosystem, and A are the producers, means the green plants, producers which are making their food. So these are the plants, and plants is taken up by B for as a food. C is getting the food from B, C is eaten up by D, and D is the food for E. So this is how these organisms are present in a chain, and they are connected or interacted by means of the food. So food chain is an order or a sequence of different organisms which are arranged in a way that the food is passed from one type of organism to other organisms, such that the organisms of one order or trophic level are the food of the organism of the next order. So A is the food for B, B is the food for C, C is the food for D, and D is the food for E. So there is the transfer or the passing of the food from one type of organism to the another organism. So there are basically three type of food chains present in an ecosystem. The first and the most common type of food chain which is present in an ecosystem is grazing food chain, second one is the detritus food chain, and third one is the parasitic food chain. Now the grazing food chain, it is the most common type of food chain which is occurring in nature, and it is also known as, these are the most common type of food chain. These are also known as predatory food chain because predation occurs at each level of the food chain. And the most common example of grazing food chain, these are the grassland and aquatic ecosystem. So these are the feeding pattern of organisms, living organism. These are the trophic levels. This is the example of a grassland ecosystem, and this is the example of a aquatic ecosystem, aquatic pond ecosystem and aquatic ocean ecosystem. So here you can see that the grass which is present at first level, then grass is taken up by grasshopper, then grasshopper is eaten up by rat, rat is taken up by snake as a food, and snake is eaten up by hawk. So this is a order or a chain. So this is a order in which organisms are present, and the organism at the first trophic level, the organisms at different categories, these are represented by means of the trophic levels. This is the primary producer. Primary producers are the grass, because they are producing food, they are making their food by photosynthesis. So green plants or the grass is a producer. Then there is grasshopper. Grasshopper is primary consumer. These all are consumers. These all are consumers. They are consuming the food at different trophic levels. So this is the second trophic level, this is the third trophic level, this is the fourth trophic level, and this is the fifth and the final trophic level in this particular food chain. So here the food is passing from grass to grasshopper, then grasshopper to rat, rat to snake, and snake to hog. So this is the primary producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, and then the quaternary consumer. If you see a aquatic ecosystem, in the aquatic ecosystem, here is the example of pond ecosystem. The algae, these are the primary producers. Mosquito larva is the primary consumer. This is the secondary consumer, dragonfly larva. Then it is taken up by fish, and fish is taken by raccoon. So this is first trophic level, this is second, this is third, this is fourth, and this is fifth. Same here, ocean, in ocean, phytoplanktons, these are the primary producers, zooplankton, then fish, then shield, and then shark. Now here again the example of the grassland ecosystem. Food chain can be understood by this diagram. The grass, which are the producer, primary consumer grasshopper, rat is the secondary consumer, snake is the tertiary consumer, and hawk is the quaternary consumer. Now detritus food chain. Detritus food chain, detritus, this is the dead remain of plant and animal, and a detritus food chain, also called the saprophytic food chain, is an important part of any ecosystem because it helps in the recycling of the inorganic nutrients. The detritus and the detrite, I have already explained the decomposition whole process in a separate video, part 3. You can learn from the part 3 video. This type of food chain starts from dead organic matter and is not directly dependent on solar energy. Unlike grazing food chain, the detritus food chain depend upon the dead organic matter either in the form of fallen leaves or dead animal bodies. Hence, these are not directly dependent on the solar energy. And the starting point in a detritus food chain is the dead bodies of animals, and in case of plants, the fallen leaves. So here you can see a detritus food chain. Most common type of detritus food chain was given by Held and Odum. Held and Odum. And this, what they study the mangrove leaves in the brackish zone of southern Florida. It is in USA. So starting point of the detritus food chain is the fallen leaves of the red mangrove tree that fall into the warm shallow water. Now the detritus eating animals like bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and these are the detritivores which act upon the dead organic matter of the dead fallen leaves to convert them into the simple inorganic substance. Now the detrivores are subsequently eaten up by the consumers like insect, larvae, grass, shrimp, copepods, crabs, mollusks. And the last step in the detritus food chain is that detritus consumers are finally eaten up by the fishes. Now here you can see the microbial decomposers and herbivores are present, and they decompose or decompose the fallen leaves. Then they are the detrivores, which convert them into the smaller particles. Then there are small carnivores. Then there are large carnivores. Energy flow through detritus food chain is common in terrestrial food chain, while in aquatic ecosystem it is more common through grazing food chain. There is a flow of energy also, and energy flow through detritus food chain is common in terrestrial food chain, while in aquatic ecosystem it is more common through grazing food chain. This is because in aquatic ecosystem the detritus does not settle immediately as in the terrestrial ecosystem. In aquatic ecosystem, the detritus or the dead remain of animal and plant, it does not settle immediately, but in terrestrial ecosystem it settles immediately. And secondary, the reason why the energy flow is common in terrestrial food chain is that in a terrestrial ecosystem the decomposer degrade the dead or decaying matter more rapidly than is consumed by the next trophic level. So at each trophic level there is decaying of the matter. Now third one is the parasitic food chain. Parasitic food chain, in this type of food chain either the producer or the consumer is parasitized. This food chain usually begin with the host and end in parasite. It begins with the host and the ending of the food chain is by means of a parasite which is present or which is part of that food chain, and it is also called auxiliary food chain. This parasitic food chain is also known as auxiliary food chain, and as energy transfer through this kind of food chain is not significant. So here are the characteristics of food chain. There is a repeating eating in food chain due to involvement of nutritive interactions between organisms. Yes, in a food chain A to B, B to C, C to D or D to E, there is repeated eating. It is eaten up by this is eaten up by C, C is eaten up by D and D is eaten up by E. There is unidirectional flow of energy. Yes, the plants which are the producers, they are getting energy from the sun. Sun is the ultimate source of energy, and with the help of sun energy the plants are making food. Now the energy is entrapped into the plants and energy flow is also throughout the food chain, but this flow of energy is unidirectional from the sun to producer, and there is a series then to a series of consumer at different levels. Thus a food chain is always progressing in a straight line. The food chain always progress in a straight line. It is always present in a straight line. It is not a cyclic process. There are 3 to 4 trophic level in each food chain. Producers, then there are consumer, primary consumer. We have seen in the grassland food chain also secondary consumers, then there are tertiary consumers. This is trophic level 1, this is trophic level 2, this is trophic level 3 and this is trophic level 4. So there are 3 to 4 trophic level in each food chain. Organisms at each trophic level depend on those at the lower trophic level for their energy needs. The organism which is present at the second trophic level, it is dependent on the first trophic level organism for the kind of biomass gaining and for the energy availability. There is loss of almost 80 to 90% of potential energy. There is loss of about 80 to 90% of energy is lost generally as heat, as each transfer in accordance with second law of thermodynamics. At each level there is loss of energy. Only 10% of the energy is transferred to the second level, and this is known as the 10% law. At each trophic level, first, second, third and fourth, these are the trophic levels, and from the producer, here is the transfer of energy. If it is 90 calories here, it will be 90, 10% of 90 here, and then it is 9, then it is 10% of 9. So at each level only 10% of the energy, potential energy is transferring, and this is known as the 10% law. Same organism can occupy different trophic level in different food chain, and omnivores generally occupy more than one trophic level. Same organism can occur at different trophic level in different food chains. When an organism dies, it is converted into the dead biomass or the detritus. The dead remain of living organism, plant and animals is known as the detritus that serve as a source of energy for decomposers. Decomposers are bacteria and fungi which decompose the detritus, and this detritus is a source of energy for decomposers, and by means of the decomposition there is a release of nutrients into the ecosystem back. So what is the significance of food chain? Food chain help in maintaining the ecological balance in nature. Very important. Food chains are very important. If in a forest, you cannot imagine if there is no lion, what will be the number of deer in a tropical rainforest? Because deer is eaten up by lion, so the presence of lion is very important. So food chain, these help in maintaining the ecological balance in nature. They help in providing in-depth knowledge about the feeding relationship among organisms. Second one, they help in providing the knowledge about the feeding relationship among the organisms of the ecosystem. They help explain the concept of biomagnification, which is tendency of some substances to concentrate at each trophic level. Biomagnification is the concentration of substances at each trophic level. Now here is the difference between the grazing food chain and the detritus food chain. Grazing food chain, the chain begins with producer as the first trophic level. The chain begins with detritus and decomposers as the first trophic level. So first trophic level, here are the producer, these are the plants, and here these are the detrivores which act on the organism which act on detritus are the detrivores, and decomposers, bacteria, fungi, they are at the first trophic level. Energy for the food comes from sun, but energy for the food comes from organic remain or detritus. Food chain adds energy into the ecosystem. It retrieves food energy from detritus and prevents its wastage. The food chain binds up inorganic nutrients. The food chain help in releasing decomposers because the detritus food chain is associated with decomposers, and we have already gone through the process of decomposition. Decomposers, bacteria, fungi, and also the detrivores, the main aim is to release the nutrients present in the dead remains of plant and animals. And animals back into the ecosystem. So food chain help in releasing inorganic nutrients. While the food chain binds up inorganic nutrients, it accounts for less energy flow because most organisms die without having been eaten, while the detritus food chain can account for more energy flow. Cattle grazing in grassland, deer browsing in forest, and insect feeding on crops and trees are most common biotic constituent of grazing food chain. Cattle grazing in grassland, deer in forest, insect feeding on crops and trees, these are the one of the most important biotic constituent of grazing food chain. And the grazing food chain, these are the most common type of food chain, and these are known as the predatory food chain also because the consumers are present here In the forest, an example of detritus food chain is detritus. The dead remains of plant and animals is decomposed by the soil bacteria, and soil bacteria, these are further decomposed by earthworm. So this is the example of a detritus food chain also. Now food web. Another topic associated with food chain is food web. In nature, various food chain they do not operate in isolation conditions. So these in fact are interconnected, forming a sort of interlocking pattern, and it refers to a group of interrelated food chain in a particular community. It refers to a group of interrelated food chains in a particular community. So there is interlinking of the food chain. Unlike food chain, food web are never straight. An interlocking pattern in a food chain or food web is promoted by the fact that a single living organism may participate at different trophic levels in different food chain. Because a single organism is participated in different food chain, that's why there is the formation of food web. And a food web, it provides alternative pathways of food availability. For example, if a particular species of a producer is destroyed by a disease in an ecosystem, if this is a producer, it is destroyed because of any disease, then herbivores of that area can feed on other species of the producers. It is a species A of producer, it is species B. Then the herbivores, if these producers A are destroyed because of any kind of disease in that particular habitat or in that particular area, then the B species of producer can be eaten up by or taken up by herbivores. So it provides, or food web provides, a alternative pathway of food availability. And in a food web, greater the alternative pathway, more stable is the ecosystem. Under natural conditions, the linear arrangement of food chain hardly occurs. Under natural condition, in nature, the food web, they are present predominantly, and the linear arrangement of food chain hardly occurs, because the more the food webs in an ecosystem, or the greater the alternative pathway, the more stable is the ecosystem, and these remain indeed interconnected with each other through different type of organism at different trophic levels. For example, in a grass ecosystem, the food web can be understood by this. Grass, these are the producer present at trophic level 1. These are taken up by grasshopper as a food. Then grasshopper is taken up by hawk. Now grass producer taken up by grasshopper. Grasshopper is taken up by lizard, and lizard is taken up by hawk. So grass, you can see here, the grass is present in each 5 food chain, in different 5 food chain, and there are different organisms which are present at different trophic levels. So there is the interlinking of the food chains. So there is the formation of a food web. So here you can see, this is the green grass which is taken up by rabbit. Rabbit is eaten up by wolf, also by hawk, and this is taken up by this is taken up by rat is taken up by this, also by this, it is eaten up by deer is taken up by, it is also taken up this. These are how the organisms in an ecosystem, they are interconnected. So there are so many food chains are present. So there is the formation of a food web. Food web are very important in maintaining the stability of an ecosystem. So more the food webs, greater the alternative pathway, the more stable is the ecosystem. For example, the deleterious growth of grasses is controlled by the herbivores, which when one type of herbivore increase in number and control the vegetation. Similarly, when one type of herbivorous animal become extinct, if one kind of herbivorous animal become extinct, the carnivore predating on this type may eat another type of herbivores. So, because of the different type of food chains present, there is the stability in the ecosystem. So this is all about the food chain and food web. Thank you so much.